नाउ वी आर गोइंग टू स्टार्ट विद इलेक्ट्रोड पोटेंशियल। अब देखिए इलेक्ट्रोड पोटेंशियल का मतलब क्या होता है। इलेक्ट्रोड पोटेंशियल का मतलब है चार्ज सेपरेशन between electrodes and electrolyte of the same cell. I know it is very difficult to understand directly from a definition. तो हम definition को बाद में देखते हैं और अभी मैं आपको एक example देकर समझाती हूँ कि actual में electrode potential क्या होता है। Let's do one thing. Let's take 3 beakers with same contents in it. Like these are 3 beakers. Let's say this is beaker A, this is beaker B, and this is beaker C, or you can say a half cell. In all the 3 beakers, what we have copper sulfate solution. We have copper sulfate solutions. So in all the 3 beakers, we have copper sulfate solution. And what else we have? We have a copper rod dipped in all these 3 solutions, right? And you know that the copper sulfate solution is blue in color. So in every beaker, the solution looks blue in color. Now, what happens, like we have 3 beakers, अब हम इसमें देखेंगे कि हमें क्या changes इसके अंदर, क्या possibilities है कि अगर आपके पास एक half cell है उसके अंदर किस तरह की possibilities आपको देखने को मिलती है। See, so there can be a possibility that copper ion from this electrolyte strikes this electrode and bounce back, right? क्या हुआ कि कॉपर आयन सॉल्यूशन में से स्ट्राइक किया कॉपर रॉड पे, पर उसमें कुछ केमिकल चेंज नहीं आया और वो उससे टकराकर वापस से सॉल्यूशन के अंदर गिर गया। सो दैट मीन्स वी गेट टू सी नो चेंज here because it strikes and then it again falls back. So no change. We don't see any kind of change in the concentration of solution as well. इलेक्ट्रोलाइट में भी हमें कॉपर सल्फेट सॉल्यूशन में भी कोई चेंज नहीं दिखा एंड देयर इज नो चेंज इन द यू कैन से कलर ऑफ द सॉल्यूशन, नीदर इन द कंसंट्रेशन नॉर इन द कलर। एक तो हो गया हमारा ये केस। दूसरा केस हो सकता है कि कॉपर आयन कॉपर सल्फेट सॉल्यूशन से इस पे स्ट्राइक किया, ठीक है, कॉपर आयन इस पे स्ट्राइक किया, इलेक्ट्रोड पे इलेक्ट्रॉन्स लिए, उसको इलेक्ट्रॉन्स मिल गए। अब इलेक्ट्रॉन्स मिल गए तो क्या हो जाएगा, रिड्यूस हो जाएगा, राइट, और वो रिड्यूस हो गया। दैट मीन्स रिडक्शन इज अकरिंग। कॉपर आयन यहाँ स्ट्राइक किया, यहाँ पे उसको इलेक्ट्रॉन्स मिले, यहाँ मैं लिख देती हूँ, इलेक्ट्रॉन्स मिले और वो बन गया कॉपर, और कॉपर यहाँ डिपॉजिट होने लगा। तो ऐसा केमिकल चेंज हमें देखने को, मतलब रिडक्शन हमें देखने को मिल सकता है। अब इस सॉल्यूशन में कॉपर आयंस यहाँ से कॉपर एटम में कन्वर्ट हो रहे हैं, तो हम कह सकते हैं कंसंट्रेशन ऑफ दिस कॉपर सल्फेट सॉल्यूशन इज डिक्रीजिंग, क्योंकि कॉपर आयंस क्या हो रहे हैं, कॉपर आयंस का नंबर कम हो रहा है। सिमिलरली वी गेट टू सी दैट कलर, ब्लू कलर ऑफ द सॉल्यूशन स्टार्ट्स फेडिंग, कम होने लगता है, क्योंकि कॉपर आयन निकल जाएंगे, कॉपर करके तो ब्लू कलर है सॉल्यूशन का, तो कॉपर निकल जाएंगे तो जो कलर है वो फेड होने लग जाएगा। सो वी कैन गेट टू सी दिस काइंड ऑफ सिचुएशन। अब थर्ड बीकर में ऐसा हो सकता है कि जो इलेक्ट्रोड पे कॉपर है, दिस इलेक्ट्रोड पे जो कॉपर है, इट एक्चुअली लूजेज इलेक्ट्रॉन्स एंड फॉर्म कॉपर आयंस। ये भी तो हो सकता है कि ये जो इलेक्ट्रोड है कॉपर का बना है वो इलेक्ट्रॉन लूज कर दे और कॉपर आयन की फॉर्म में सॉल्यूशन में आ जाए, ऐसा भी हो सकता है। सो दैट मीन्स इट इज अंडरगोइंग ऑक्सीडेशन इन दिस केस। नाउ केमिकल चेंज तो हो गया, ऑक्सीडेशन। व्हाट अदर थिंग्स यू गेट टू सी इन दिस हाफ सेल। अब कॉपर आयंस बढ़ रहे हैं तो इसका मतलब कंसंट्रेशन ऑफ Cu2 पॉजिटिव आयन will increase in the solution, and moreover the color of the solution, that is the blue color, it intensifies, वो और ही ज़्यादा ब्लू की इंटेंसिटी और ज़्यादा बढ़ जाएगी क्योंकि कॉपर आयंस उसमें इंक्रीज हो गए। तो ये 3 तरह की चीज़ें हमें देखने को मिल सकती हैं एक हाफ सेल के अंदर, या तो कोई चेंज ना हो, या रिडक्शन हो, या फिर ऑक्सीडेशन हो। अब इसको तो हम छोड़ देते हैं क्योंकि इसमें तो कुछ हमें चेंज दिखा नहीं, ना कलर में, ना कंसंट्रेशन में, ना ही कुछ ऑक्सीडेशन रिडक्शन हमें देखने को मिला। लेकिन अगर हम इन दोनों की बात करते हैं, इनके अंदर हम देखते हैं तो हमें पता लगता है कि यहाँ पे दोनों केस में इलेक्ट्रोड पे भी एक चार्ज आ गया, राइट, और इलेक्ट्रोलाइट पे भी एक चार्ज डेवलप हो गया, राइट जैसे अगर मैं बात करूं तो यहाँ पे इलेक्ट्रोलाइट क्या हो गया पॉजिटिव, सो विद रिस्पेक्ट टू इट ये क्या हो गया नेगेटिव। ऐसे ही इसके अंदर पॉजिटिव चार्ज यहाँ चला गया तो ये हो गया पॉजिटिव और वो हो गया नेगेटिव। तो मतलब एक ही हाफ सेल के अंदर दो तरह का चार्ज सेपरेशन आपको देखने को मिला, एक पॉजिटिव और एक नेगेटिव। तो ऐसा जब चार्ज सेपरेशन आपको हाफ सेल में दिखता है दैट इज कॉल्ड एज इलेक्ट्रोड पोटेंशियल, दैट इज कॉल्ड एज इलेक्ट्रोड पोटेंशियल। और इलेक्ट्रोड पोटेंशियल को मेजर करते हैं हम वोल्ट में। दिस इज व्हाट आई हैव रिटन फॉर यू दैट इट इज द चार्ज सेपरेशन बिटवीन द इलेक्ट्रोड्स एंड द इलेक्ट्रोलाइट ऑफ द सेम सेल ड्यू टू ऑक्सीडेशन और रिडक्शन विच इज अकरिंग इन द हाफ सेल, राइट। तो इलेक्ट्रोड पोटेंशियल की पर्टिकुलर वैल्यू होती है और उस वैल्यू को हम वोल्ट के अंदर मेजर करते हैं, ठीक है। अब देखिए अगर आपको किसी के इलेक्ट्रोड पोटेंशियल की वैल्यू पता लग जाती है तो उससे हमें पता लग जाता है कि हम इसको एनोड बनाएं या हम इसको कैथोड बनाएं। जैसे कि अभी आपने जिंक कॉपर कपल का सेल डिस्कस किया था तो उसके अंदर Zn2 पॉजिटिव, ये आपके पास सॉल्ट ब्रिज आ गया था, Cu2 पॉजिटिव और Cu बना था। यहाँ पे जहाँ पे ऑक्सीडेशन हो रही थी वो जिंक वाला बीकर था और जहाँ रिडक्शन हो रही थी वो कॉपर वाला बीकर था। और आपको पता है कि दिस इज गोइंग टू एक्ट एज एनोड एंड दिस इज गोइंग टू एक्ट एज कैथोड। तो अभी तो हम रिएक्टिविटी सीरीज को थोड़ा कंसिडर करते हुए एनोड कैथोड बना रहे थे, बट ऑलवेज वी कैन नॉट डू दैट। सो द एप्रोप्रिएट मेथड टू सी दैट विच इज गोइंग टू एक्ट एज एनोड और विच इज गोइंग टू एक्ट एज कैथोड, दैट इज द वैल्यू फ्रॉम द इलेक्ट्रोड पोटेंशियल। तो अगर हमें इलेक्ट्रोड पोटेंशियल की वैल्यूज पता हो, अगर मैं आपसे बोलूं कि कॉपर और सिल्वर का मुझे सेल लगाना है, मैं कॉपर की वैल्यू दे दूं, आपको सिल्वर की वैल्यू दे दूं, तो जिसकी वैल्यू नेगेटिव होगी, जिसकी वैल्यू नेगेटिव होगी, ज्यादा नेगेटिव होगी, आप कह लो कि नेगेटिव होगी, उसका हम एनोड बनाएंगे और जिसकी वैल्यू पॉजिटिव होगी उसको हम कैथोड बनाएंगे। तो इस तरह से हम नेगेटिव और पॉजिटिव वैल्यूज को डिसाइड कर लेते हैं। बट अब क्वेश्चन ये है कि अगर हमें वैल्यू का चार्ट दिया हो तो हम इजीली उसमें से पिक करेंगे, एनोड और कैथोड बना देंगे। पर अब हमें इलेक्ट्रोड पोटेंशियल की वैल्यूज मिलेंगी कैसे? देखिए अलग से तो हाफ सेल कभी भी काम नहीं करता। ये तो चलो हमने एक एग्जाम्पल लिया था कि ऐसा हो सकता है, ऐसा हो सकता है या ऐसा हो सकता है। अदरवाइज अगर आप अकेले एक हाफ सेल को देखो तो उसमें कोई चेंज नहीं आएगा। अगर ऑक्सीडेशन या रिडक्शन होगी किसी हाफ सेल में, वो विद रिस्पेक्ट टू अदर इलेक्ट्रोड ही अदर हाफ सेल ही होगी। फॉर एग्जाम्पल इस हाफ सेल को मैं किसी के साथ जोड़ दूं, अगर उसमें ऑक्सीडेशन हो रही है तो इसमें रिडक्शन होगी, अगर इसमें रिडक्शन हो रही है तो उसमें ऑक्सीडेशन होगी। मतलब अकेला हाफ सेल कभी काम नहीं करता। अब अकेला हाफ सेल काम नहीं करता तो हमें इलेक्ट्रोड पोटेंशियल कैसे पता लगेगा? क्योंकि इलेक्ट्रोड पोटेंशियल तो तभी आता है जब ऑक्सीडेशन या रिडक्शन होती है, और वो चार्ज सेपरेशन तभी होता है जब उसके साथ कोई और सेल कनेक्टेड होता है। तो इसका मतलब ये तो एक बहुत मेजर प्रॉब्लम है कि हमें इलेक्ट्रोड पोटेंशियल का वैल्यू कैसे निकालेंगे, हमें ये नहीं पता। सो टू मेजर इलेक्ट्रोड पोटेंशियल ऑफ एनी हाफ सेल we have a technique, we have a apparatus, particular apparatus set for that, which is called as SHE or NHE. So that means if we want to know the electrode potential of any half cell, we can make use of SHE, that is standard hydrogen electrode, or NHE, which is called as normal hydrogen electrode. So let's study that what is SHE and NHE and how it is used to know the electrode potential of any half cell. Now what is SHE, what is the apparatus that is used and how it is used to know the electrode potential of any cell? We are going to learn that now. So see, SHE consists of a half cell, that means a beaker, right, in which we have a solution that is 1 molar HCl. We have 1 molar HCl solution in it, right. So what else we have? We have a hook from which we have suspended a platinum wire. This is a platinum wire having a platinum foil at end. It has a platinum foil, right. And it is dipped in this 1 molar HCl solution. We have a covering of glass which covers this platinum wire with foil, but it is opened from downward. And from this inlet, we are, you can say, passing the hydrogen gas which is at 1 atmospheric pressure. This is what we are doing. So what happens? This is a half cell, this is what is SHE. Now this SHE can act as cathode as well as anode. That means it can undergo oxidation also and it can undergo the reduction also. Like if it undergoes oxidation, that means it is going to lose electron. So that means here hydrogen is going to lose electron to form hydrogen ion. So if we balance it, it becomes this. So if it acts as anode, that means it undergoes oxidation. So this reaction takes place in this SHE. And if it acts as cathode, that means if it undergoes reduction, then the reaction which it undergoes is opposite to that, that in this hydrogen ion is gaining its electron to form hydrogen atom. We know that it is a diatomic, so we'll balance it. So this kind of reaction we get to see if it acts as cathode. And the electrode potential of this cell is arbitrarily taken to be 0 volt. This is very important, you need to remember this. So this is SHE and electrode potential of this is 0 volt. And how it is represented? It is represented like, we know anode and cathode, it can act as anode as well as cathode. So if it acts as anode, we know that it is going to form this salt bridge, right? So, or you can say that we can just write it like this, that if it undergoes like oxidation, it is acting as an anode. So it is represented like this, but along with this we write platinum, because every time when you use the hydrogen SHE or wherever you use the hydrogen, it is necessary condition that you have to use platinum as electrode. So in this also we took the platinum wire to which the platinum foil was attached, and platinum foil is the site of the reaction. Whatever reaction is taking place, either this or this, it is taking place on the platinum foil. So this is what is SHE. Now I am going to tell you that how it is used to know the electrode potential of any cell. Now let's say if I need to know the electrode potential of a cell, let's say I need to know the electrode potential of this zinc in zinc sulfate half cell. I'll rub it and we'll draw another cell. Right, so suppose I need to know the electrode potential of this half cell. So what I'll do is I'll take another half cell in which I'll have zinc sulfate and zinc rod dipped in it, right? So I am taking randomly this on this side and that on that side, right? That means I'm making this anode and I'm making this cathode. I don't know whether I'm correct or not, but I'm telling you that on an experimental basis we can take in a random combination. I'm going to tell you that what factor actually decides that which cell has to be taken as anode and which has to be taken as cathode. So let us take this type of combination and see what we observe. So that means in this we have made this as anode, this SHE, and we have made this as cathode, right? And we have connected them by means of wire attached with galvanometer. There is again a salt bridge. The same type of apparatus is used in this also, like this. Now what we get to see that in this it is acting as a node, that means oxidation is taking place, that means reaction is taking place, and the electrons are traveling. We will not consider this because it is it was for the SHE that it can undergo this also, but when we have taken this as anode, this reaction is going to occur, so we are going to consider only this. So SHE is undergoing this reaction. Now zinc, we know that it undergoes, obviously if it is undergoing the oxidation, so it should undergo the reduction according to us, right? So that means it must be taking an electron to form zinc. This is what we expect. In this, in case of instead of galvanometer, we'll take voltmeter because we need to measure the electrode potential. So what happens when we connect this in such a manner, we get the value of this from this voltmeter, which comes out to be minus 0.76 volt. It comes out to be minus 0.76 volt. Now, how we are going to calculate its electrode potential? We have a formula in which we can calculate the electrode potential of a cell by E cathode minus E anode. So here what we get, we got 0 minus 0.76, and we know that our anode is SHE, and we know that electrode potential of anode or SHE is 0. So we are going to put it as 0, and this is the EC which we need to calculate, and E naught cell we have already got the value, that is minus 0.76. So that means E of cathode here in this case is minus 0.76 volt. It is this. But do you know that E of the cell can never be negative? So whenever you are arranging a couple like this in a random manner and E of the cell comes out to be negative, that means the combination which you have taken as anode and cathode is incorrect, because the value of this should be in a positive. About this I'm talking, it should be positive. It should never be negative. So if it is negative, that means our combination of anode and cathode is not correct. So that means in order to correct, that means zinc should be made as anode and SHE should be made as cathode. When you will do so, then the E of the cell will be in positive value, and that is going to be correct, because the E which you are getting is only just because of that half cell, because otherwise SHE is already known, it is 0 volt. So whatever values fluctuate in this, whatever value we get in the voltmeter is just due to the half cell which we actually connect, and or you can say जिसकी हमें value चाहिए है, उसी के लिए वो value आ रही है. अब यहाँ पे आपने देखा ये value negative में आ रही है. So this can never happen. It should always be in positive. So that means the combination is incorrect, and we need to shuffle them. We need to make that as anode and this as cathode. So if you will make like that, your value is going to be positive. And likewise, we have calculated the electrode potential of almost all the cells, all the half cells, and we have made a series that is called as electrochemical series, in which we have used SHE and we have connected them to different half cells and noted their electrode potential value, that with respect to SHE, whether it is negative or whether it is positive, or you can say it has a tendency to get oxidized with respect to SHE, or it has a tendency to get reduced with respect to SHE. So let's look on the electrochemical series now. Now with the help of SHE, we have calculated the electrode potential of different half cells. So accordingly, we have an electrochemical series in which the elements are arranged in order of the, you can say, the increasing potentials. See, we have two types of potential. We have a cell which can undergo oxidation. We have a cell which can undergo reduction. So the one which undergo oxidation, its potential is called as oxidation potential, right? And the one which undergoes reduction, its potential is called as reduction potential, or we can, like, in spite of using oxidation reduction, we can use electrode potential also. But in a common manner, what we do is we use only a common word, that is reduction potential, and according to the sign, we actually have an idea that the substance is undergoing oxidation or it is undergoing reduction. So let's see first. Electrode potential is of two types. You know that oxidation or reduction. Oxidation जो इलेक्ट्रॉन लूज कर रहा है जिस हाफ सेल में, और रिडक्शन जहाँ पे हाफ सेल में गेन हो रहा है. अब ऑक्सीडेशन पोटेंशियल्स जो होंगे वो सारे के सारे नेगेटिव वैल्यूज में होंगे, राइट? और आपको पता है जिनकी ऑक्सीडेशन होती है दे एक्ट एज रिड्यूसिंग एजेंट्स. तो जितनी वैल्यू नेगेटिव होगी उतना सब्सटेंस क्या होगा, उसका नेचर क्या होगा, रिड्यूसिंग. It is going to act as reducing agent. Similarly, जितने भी रिडक्शन पोटेंशियल होंगे वो सारे पॉजिटिव में होंगे, and they are going to act as oxidizing agent. Now look at the series. Electrochemical series is the arrangement of elements in an order in which the value ranges from negative to positive. See, we don't learn this series in this order. We start from the bottom in this. Like we have lithium, potassium, barium, strontium, calcium, sodium, magnesium, aluminium. Then we have manganese, zinc, iron, chromium, cadmium, cobalt, nickel, tin, and then lead, hydrogen, copper, mercury, silver, platinum, gold, and fluorine. So you can see that I have wrote the value, like the maximum negative value is for lithium, that is minus 3.05 volts, and likewise we are moving, the value is increasing. So that means in electrochemical series the negative value gradually changes into a positive value. So this is an electrochemical series. Now what other things we get to know from this series? First is that we can know that which substance is an oxidizing agent and which is a reducing agent. As I already told you, if the reduction potential is in negative, that means the substance is reducing agent. If it is in positive, it is an oxidizing agent. So let's say if I give you two elements, I say calcium and silver, and I provide you with two values. Let's say minus 2.80 and 0.80. And I ask you that out of it, which is going to be an oxidizing agent and which is going to be a reducing agent. So I think you know that how to answer. The one with negative value is going to undergo oxidation and it is going to act as reducing agent. And this is going to act as oxidizing agent. So by looking at the sign of the value, you can say that which is an oxidizing and which is a reducing agent. Likewise, we can talk about the strength also. We know that the one with negative value, they are going to act as reducing agents, and the one with more positive value is going to act as oxidizing agent. So if I say that I have two elements, potassium and lithium, and out of them which is a better reducing agent. So the one with lower value is going to act as the better reducing agent. Likewise, we can do it for this thing, oxidizing agent as well. So first application is this. Second, we can calculate the electromotive force, that is EMF for the cell. How? We can calculate by subtracting electrode potential of cathode minus anode. For example, if we have zinc copper couple, zinc electrode potential is something minus 0.76 and for copper it is 0.34. Right. So if we need to calculate the E of the cell, which is basically E naught of the cell, we can calculate, we know this is cathode and this is anode. So we can calculate by 0.34 subtracted by this, which comes out to be 1.1 volt. So by this you can calculate the E naught of the cell. Third, you can look for the feasibility of the reaction, that whether the combination which you are using as anode and cathode, they are correct or not. So how you are going to do that, we have already discussed. If the E naught of the cell comes out to be negative value, that means the reaction is not feasible, your combination or your half cells used as anode and cathode are not correct, they need to be interchanged. And if it is in positive, that means your anode and cathode are at right position and the reaction is feasible. So that means by looking at the E naught of the cell, if it is positive, the reaction is feasible. If it is negative, that means you have used the wrong combinations. Fourth application, we can get to know that whether the hydrogen will be evolved or not. See, hydrogen gas will be evolved only by the, you can say the elements which lie below hydrogen, that means by them. And if we talk about these, they are not going to liberate hydrogen because they are, you can say the lesser, they have less strength of reducing agent, they cannot reduce hydrogen. So that is the reason, because the copper, we have already studied that copper, like if we have copper plus HCl, the reaction doesn't take place because copper cannot displace hydrogen. The reason being its electrode potential is more than the hydrogen, so it cannot reduce it. So this is all about the electrochemical series. I think you got it, that what is electrochemical series and what are the applications of electrochemical series. So with this we finish this video. I think you got it, that what is it actually. So one more thing we are left with, I'll just review in 1 second. See, all the solutions which we have taken in this, right, they were in the concentration of the solution was 1 molar. We were using 1 molar zinc sulfate, we were using 1 molar copper sulfate, like that. But if in case you don't have 1 molar concentration and the concentration is something else, so in that case what we do, we make use of Nernst equation. We make use of Nernst equation. So what is that? By this Nernst equation we can calculate the E of the cell. How? We can calculate the E of the cell by using E naught cell minus 2.303 RT divided by NF, and we have log metal in solid state, concentration of metal in an ionic state. So by using this formula, you can calculate the, you can say E of the cell, but only in the case if the concentration of solution is not 1 molar, it is other than 1 molar. And we can, like, if this is for the 1/2 cell, and we know that metal in solid state, the concentration is 1 for a pure substance. So it is 1 upon m in an ionic form. But if we talk about the complete cell, so it interchange in a way like we write this Nernst equation as E of cell is equal to E naught cell minus 2.303 R, you know, gas constant, T is temperature, N is the number of electron that is involved. Like in zinc copper couple, zinc is losing 2 electrons, copper is gaining 2 electrons, so N is 2. So that means number of electrons that are getting exchanged is N. And F we know is a Faraday constant, which is 96500 coulomb log. Now in this we'll write on the upper side, we'll write, like if I'm writing for the zinc copper couple, I'm going to write the ion present in an anode side. So that is Zn2 positive divided by Cu2 positive. So you can make use of this formula to calculate the E of the cell only if the concentration of the solution is not 1 molar. Like if it is 1 molar, then we make use of E cathode minus E anode. So this is what is Nernst equation. I think you got it. So with this we finish this video, and we have finished the chapter also. So I think you got it. So we'll meet in the next video where we're going to start with a new chapter.